Look at that gorgeous goose. The demon goose. So I learned something recently. I learned that I came to a cool realization about meditation. When I first started doing it, it was very, what's it called? I was overcomplicating things, like, to an immense degree. And basically, I kind of came to the realization that meditation, what we see or what we know as meditation, you know, the first thing that can come to people's minds are, you know, the orange-robed Buddha monks, or doing some sort of like Christian prayer in front of the statue of Jesus. Very sacred things. But I learned that meditation, there's a lot of things that can be considered meditation. Essentially, I came across a word which it was called consciousness training, which that was really cool for me. Consciousness training. You know, you're training your consciousness, you're training your mind to be in a more chill, lower state. You know, remember the 4 different brainwave states: beta at the highest, alpha at the lower, or alpha below it, theta below that, and delta below that. If we're able to get into deeper and deeper states, that means that our body and our mind, and, you know, maybe even our spirit is more calm. So my first time that I'm outside just holding my phone, so I learned 3 very simple beginner techniques that are great for meditation. So, and I'll share them with you here today. So the first step, or first meditation technique, is the 12-minute meditation. Essentially, it's as simple as just sitting down and doing nothing. Sitting down and just sort of watching your thoughts. You know, just be bored. Find a place to sit down and don't have your phone, don't have any sort of distraction around you, and just be bored. I recommend outside. Outside is a pretty great place to meditate. It's actually really cool because today during work I was having a troubling time trying to figure out some issues and started to get a little stressed, so I just sort of sat back, closed my eyes, and just wanted to breathe. I just breathed deeply, focusing on my breath. If a thought came up, I didn't care about making it a meditation. I didn't care about it having any sort of results or whatever. I was just like, I just want to sit back and breathe for a second and just calm down. And that's kind of how it is. Just sit back, maybe even set a timer if you want to do exactly 12 minutes, but just 12 minutes. I say 12 minutes specifically because there was a test that was done, there was a study that was done. I cannot specifically give you the specific study, but it was shown that just 12 minutes a day for meditation shown a massive improvement and a massive increase in the density of a person's brain, and also a decrease in the density in the areas that are related to stress and fear and the flight or fight response. So yeah, find a place where you can just sit back, have no distractions, and just breathe. Focus on deep breathing for a little bit. And so we'll get to the next one right now. So the second meditation technique or practice is using guided meditations. Anything on YouTube, or specifically I would recommend apps actually, but you know, guided meditations are a great way that if you don't really know what you're doing, then you can listen to a guided meditation. Go on to YouTube or apps like Calm, Headspace, etc. Those apps are great places to be able to find guided meditations that can guide you into the states and walk you step by step. So it's weird that this is coming from a meditation YouTube channel, but YouTube is definitely a place of hit or miss when it comes to what guided meditations you have. So, you know, some are just downright crap, others are really good, but you're definitely, you know, rolling the dice. But if you go to a dedicated app, sort of like the Calm app or Headspace app, you can find all sorts of really great meditations, and these apps are free. You can get subscriptions to get even more content. That's a lot of fun. So, and I've used Headspace, which it's a great app. They have all sorts of meditations, from inner peace to 5-minute relaxations to helping you get over insomnia, all sorts of crazy things like that, which is, it's cool. So I recommend, if you do some guided meditations, go with the apps. You could always start with something if you're looking for something a little bit more niche. For example, astral projection or affirmation guided meditations. Those can definitely, start with YouTube, because some of those niche stuff may be hard to find. It's what I experienced, trying to find Headspace. I don't think you're going to find astral projection meditations there. But then there is something about guided meditations where the downside of using a guided meditation is you may start to become familiarized and too used to the certain guided meditation that you do, and it just becomes not as useful. So for example, I know what they're going to say in this part, so I can skip this. Or you just start to rush through it yourself mentally, and you're like, I finished it, even though it's like 10 minutes long. I know exactly what they're going to say. But I would say once you've done guided meditations long enough, just transition yourself to doing your own, because once you start to get used to different guided meditations, you probably should be good enough in it that you can just do it yourself. So let's get to the third one, and now. So the next meditation, as you can see, is a walking meditation. I really enjoy this one. It's not necessarily as deep as the other meditations, but when it comes to walking meditations, it's recommended that you don't bring your phone, so that you can't get sucked into any distractions. No music, no phone. Just find a beautiful place to walk out in the woods, and take some time to just think. Focus on some deep breathing, and enjoy the walk. Let your mind sort of think things through. So what's really interesting about meditation is that, especially when you're doing a walking meditation is just fairly simple, of letting your mind process your thoughts and emotions. And it's just going on that non-distraction walk is a perfect way to be able to just release all these thoughts and emotions, just letting them process. And also, just going on walks is healthy and gorgeous if you have like a wonderful place like this. See? So pretty. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to share those 3 meditations. There's definitely a lot more out there, definitely a lot more specific meditations, like visualization, manifestation, or mindfulness meditations. But essentially, depending on what your goal is, different meditations work for different people. So, but if you're just trying to find meditation that just can help you lower your state of being, lower the activeness of the brain, so that you have more more space in your head, more space in your being to relax, and more time. Just if you're looking for that sort of relaxing, peaceful meditations, these 3 are great beginner ones and great golden edition meditations that'll help you pretty much anywhere, anytime. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.